Hi, I'm Karima Brown. It's Sunday and it's time for The Fix. Welcome to this edition of The Fix, where every Sunday we hold those in power to account. We tell you what matters, how it affects you, and why you should care. When those entrusted to uphold the law breaks it, a society is in deep trouble. In South Africa, police corruption is at alarming levels, more so during periods of crisis, as is the case with COVID-19 and, of course, during the state capture years. So, how has the South African Police Services fared in dealing with the rotten apples within its own ranks? Joining me now to tell us about the fight against corruption within the police is the National Police Commissioner, Khehla Sitole. Commissioner, thank you so much for joining me here on The Fix. Good morning. Let me get straight to the point. In this morning's Sunday Times, on page 2, we have a story that says the elite crime fighting unit, the Hawks, is probing the South African Police Services for COVID-19 tenders to the value of 540 million rand. And this was, of course, now in a PPE procurement. And in this story, it says that the police spokesperson, Brigadier Vish Naidu, says that contractual agreements between the SAPS and suppliers are privileged information. Therefore, we are unable to provide any details of the contracts entered into between the SAPS and its suppliers. Commissioner, why is this information confidential? Why can the SAPS not share this information with the public of South Africa?
Thank you very much, Karima. I think, firstly, the moment a subject is brought under investigation, firstly, that particular information become protected information until such time that the investigation has reached a level where such information can be shared. But again, internally, there's also some prescripts that we follow. There are certain authorities and certain institutions which can immediately be entitled to that particular information.
With respect, Commissioner, which institutions inside the South African Police Services gets this information? Are we talking about Police Watchdog IPID? Have you shared this information with them?
Yes, at any given time when IPID wants this information, IPID is entitled to. The SIU can also access this information immediately, and as well as the Hawks, they can access that particular information. Then there's information which is CI in nature. That particular information, we follow a different protocol.
Okay, I know what you are referring to, but just for our viewers' sake, we're talking, if you say CI, you mean a confidential informant. Is that correct, Commissioner?
Yes, that is crime intelligence related information.
Okay, so we're going to come back to that because there's quite a lot of cases of police corruption where the cases are stalling because the information is classified. But let's keep that for a moment. Just refer me to the legislation that allows you to keep this information about who you're procuring tenders from and enter into contracts from. What protects it from, being shared with the public? Because you say if this is under investigation, you cannot share it. Which law says that is how we should be operating, sir?
Yeah, look, any investigation-related matter, it's sub judice until it's proven in court. But maybe, Karima, let me put it clear. Not all information, like for instance, I've singled out investigation. Not all information is kept away from the public. General procurement information that we can avail for public consumption, it only depends on case by case, and each and every case is dealt with according to its own merit.
Okay, so I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding of the sub judice rule is that when there is, in fact, charges brought. So are you saying that in connection with the story that's in the Sunday Times, that certain police officers have been charged, and as a consequence of them being charged, the sub judice rule is now kicking in? Because I don't understand where the sub judice rule applies if no one has been charged.
Okay, let me then explain to you how would an investigation get protected. Like, for instance, you are referring to me to a Hawks investigation. A Hawks may start that particular investigation from an inquiry's point of view. And if the Hawks is dealing with an inquiry in terms of that information, we then need to protect that particular information for the sake of the investigation of the Hawks until the Hawks arrive at a conclusion where they can decide whether they either charge this person or not. Because if we prematurely disclose this particular information, it may also destroy the case of the Hawks.
Okay.
Like, for instance,
Commissioner, let me just put to you, can you confirm that Basadzi Khehla Management Consulting, is one of the companies that the SAPS is doing business with in terms of PPE, because their names are already in the public. This is not the names of police officers. This is a company. Can you confirm that you procured PPE from this company? Because in terms of this article, they are said to have gotten most of the money.
Yeah, look, that company, together with other companies, I would confirm, yes, that they did business with the SAPS on procuring the PPEs. But I cannot disclose further based on what the Hawks is probing.
Okay. There are other companies that are also listed, sir. So it's Tsabo Phela, Medical Suppliers, and Logistics, Tombo Investments, and then also before Sunset Group. Are all these companies doing business with the SAPS? Can you confirm that for me, please?
Look, the companies that are in our list, we've listed companies to the Treasury, and those companies are actually the companies that are doing business with SAPS, but not necessarily that they are always doing business with the SAPS. These are companies that we've confirmed or verified with Treasury during the time when there were no PPEs in the beginning, and we looked for companies. So those companies that we are listing are amongst those that we found.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking these detailed questions, Commissioner, is your predecessor, the then acting head of the SAPS, General Patlane, Khomotso Patlane, has recently been sacked from the SAPS, and there was an IPID investigation into procurement issues and irregularities. In fact, it says that he has been suspended since 2017 on misconduct charges. Patlane was also arrested in 2019 as part of an investigation by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate into tender irregularities involving a tender for the purchases of emergency blue lights for police vehicles. And he was suspended, or rather arrested, together with Major General Ravi Pillay, a former senior manager in supply chain management. So there seems to be a pattern here, sir. You have your predecessor involved in allegations and charges of, procurement issues. You have a senior procurement officer also arrested. And here in COVID-19, we have a similar situation where the police is now being being investigated again for irregularities. What are your procedures in the SAPS for making sure that when you put something out to tender that you actually don't break the law because you're supposed to uphold it?
Okay, no, thank you very much for that particular question. Yeah, look, immediately after I have taken over office, I went into the procurement environment as a result of such investigations and as a result of such risk factors which affected the organization. And I have ordered a total review of the procurement process. Now, part and parcel of the fact that there would be investigation, both internal as well as criminal, it's because of our zero tolerance approach now to corruption, as well as the procurement maladministration. So, and the cases you are also referring to, they emanate from that action of trying to stop this from reoccurring again. So even now, if the Hawks would find anything from this inquiry, then there's further investigations which will take place, and the affected people will then be taken to book.
All right.
So that is our act.
All right, Commissioner, we have to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to speak much more in detail about that review that you have promised South Africans of the tender procurement processes. Stay with us.